I just woke up and started going this morning. There was a bunch of leaves up on the roof. There is no more. I cleaned off the window. I found that this had some creosote streaks down the roof, so I added a diverter. And then I found that that cap, the key on top of my stack, was corroded, so I made a new one with thicker material. I begun to do my water filtration last evening, and that's when I found all these issues. Alright, so the window is now clean. This is the new stack topper. It's got a little bit more girth for the opening, which is good. And it's got a little more opening at the bottom, which is also positive. So this will breathe better. Hopefully it'll create less of this crusty. But this diverter will stop that crusty. And I just stuck it down with silicone, so no screws. And if I can prevent that from getting in, that might help part of my rainwater color. From there, I'm preparing to make a gutter cover using chicken wire and fiberglass mesh screen. So the chicken wire will set in, and then the fiberglass mesh screen will keep the stuff out. So that was a positive thing to notice for certain. I guess since I'm coming down right over top of it, this is a new addition. I have a secondary 20-gallon propane tank. I've always had this one over here. So I have where my solar comes in, I have where my generator comes in, and then I had my propane that goes to my cooktop. Now over on, well, and then sewage, and then sewage off gassing. So this additional one right here is for a space heater that's on the inside that's underneath of my wood stove. So that way in the morning when I wake up, I can just turn on the propane, it'll get hot quick. And then after I have my coffee, then I can go out and get wood to make the wood stove do the rest for, the remainder of the time. So this is like a old man laziness feature, which is cool, whatever. And I did it the same way, Poked the hole, popped it through, caulked it up. Done deal. Now from there, I was telling you the water that was in here initially was like as dark as black tea, maybe darker. It was awful. And it was all tannins from leaf rot in the gutter. Not so much material as much as it was color. About my water system. So this is just like I have on the inside, except taller and bigger. So that's an 8-foot, 96-inch vertical drop. So the gravity feed is working well. Plus you can see I have it hooked up to electricity. This little pump here, it's doing okay. I have another one on order that's got more gallons per hour. But this is a fountain pump, and it has just enough to get it up, and then gravity takes over. So as long as I don't need to clean out my filter, I'm overfilling. So I went ahead and I flushed it out as well. So I just unplugged it, and then I used this big syringe to push the stuff that was filtered out back out of the filter, and then flush the line, and then reprime it, and then use this to suck the air out of the filter. This is the water that I got from the cistern that comes off of the solar panels. A solar field, if you can call it that. It's my 4 panels that I built that then drain into the cistern, which is where I've been grabbing my water from, which holds at least 500 gallons. And it's all leaf-free and clear water. I've already taken out over 50 gallons, and it comes out this clear without any treatment, even before filtration. So I did clean off the panels this morning. The morning dew was on them, so I took the opportunity to scrape them down with the squeegee. But now you see that aspect of what I'm doing this moment and where I'm getting this water from. Sawyer is what I use. This is my thing. It's so awesome. It's only $20 and it goes down to 0.1 micron. So how awesome is that? Made in the USA, whole 9 yards. It's hard to beat. But anyway, my next thing is going to be to create this. Alright, so it's not a lot, but I have a slight droop on this corner. So I need to pitch my gutter just a hair more. Alright, so I'm starting to see a little bit of water dripping here. I see a dry corner, fresh leaves, but mostly dry path. I have this little puddle going down here. I don't know if you can see that. Zoom, focus, there we go. So we have that little puddle. So let's see if we can clean this out. Well, I'm no expert, but that seems like a chance. There's even a leaf sitting on it instead of going through it right now. So if I add some window screen to that, that ought to be good to go. Here's a look so far. Alright, so I'm putting in the last piece. It was a very successful venture. This is the gist of it. And then this point faces inside the K of the K gutter. Like that. And then I'm going to sit screen on top of it. Alright, so out of my scraps of screen, I was able to cut a K-style gutter 5-inch wide stripe. I think that'll be a pretty good leaf protection. Alright, so I got the washing machine up to the high mark. I've got the toilet up to the max. I filled up my 2 bottles, and then that brings me down to only having 5 gallons all of a sudden. Alright, so we're down to 5 gallons. I now have my empty 6. This has been filled back up. It is now chugging along again. I had to flush it out quite a few times using this bad boy, but now I can get back up here. and continue on with this, and then hopefully get to these before dark. Alright, so I've got the final piece in. There's overlaps between the three pieces. Now I just have to figure out a way to make it slightly secure and a little uniform. The plan attack is pretty straightforward. I laid caulk through that onto this. Little dab of caulk here. A couple of dabs of caulk between the overlaps. Dab of caulk there. Dab of caulk there. Overlap. But you can see this is laying pretty true up until the point where I have to bring my ladder back. This ought to work pretty sweet. We'll see over time. Finished project. So that should be consistent enough. Now for the windows. Alright, so it's starting to get dark. The camera even threw the light on. So I decided to throw together a rudimentary workbench using my ladder, because I'm still doing the water. I'm gonna do my windows. If I have to, I'll break out a light bulb. Well, I guess I'm burning that there midnight oil again. Gotta love it. I use this battery 𝕃𝕀𝕃 like I did in the yurt in order to hook up a light so that I can hopefully do these windows. Alright, I made it. Window number 1 is actually out. And you can see that this glazing is pretty much coming off on its own. So I got to get my razor blade down in here, then I'll get my wire brush up in here, and then I'm going to do some silicone just to make it be like a forever window. There was caulking rather than glazing. I see a single point right in the middle. So there we have it. The first window pane with the glass popped. So now I have to keep this glass in the same orientation it is, clean the edges, and then after I clean the edges, I'll set it to dry, and then I have to wire brush all this shit out of these crevices, then set the glass in to cook. 1 done, 6 to go. Alright, so window number 1 is complete, and then I rehung it against the leather stripping that I have installed and secured it like I would have otherwise. So that way this silicone that I have on both sides of the glass can actually make the glass conform to the shape of the weather stripping. So this is all painted, folks. 6 more to go. Number 2. Okay, so this should be the last round. I got 5 gallons. I've only dropped the cistern like a third of the way from where it was today, and I am completely and totally full. So now I have to set it back up for water giving rather than water taking. Shits and giggles, I was testing because I just wasn't sure if this was worth it. But listen to this. And then listen to this. And then listen to this. So yeah. It's worth it. First layer. This is what glass will lay into. Three done. Almost broke a pane. This thing was just not wanting to come out. Another one ready. Another one ready. We're getting there. I got this one, and then this one, and then these two. And that's it. So on what looks like I'm on last gallon. Alright, so these are the last two. Alright, so I threw this back on. Stacked up fat with water. I was able to complete the windows. These were the last two. I've double checked that all the tools are inside. I probably missed one somewhere, but it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. That was the reason for this push. Relax. Have a good night.